Hi, it's Mike DelSignore. I want to talk about what's the court process when you're charged with domestic assault and battery in Boston. What happens is the first court date's going to be your arraignment date. They're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. You'll get a copy of the police report. If the alleged victim is not on board with the case, it's not going to be the end of the case. The government's still going to try to prosecute the case. Oftentimes what will happen is they'll enter what they call a no abuse order. That's if the person's on your side, so to speak, that they want the charges dismissed. If the person is adamant that you did it and they're prosecuting, they're on board with the case, they may request a restraining order. In that case, you probably should let the order be issued because you don't want to really testify at this hearing. You can question the victim, and it's a chance to get some discovery from him, but I wouldn't recommend the person testifying. I would never have my client testify at a restraining order on an arraignment date. The judge is going to issue the order. It's only a downside for you to put yourself under oath and have to testify. So you don't want to speak at the arraignment, and that's almost 99% of the time what everyone should do. I've never had a client testify at an attempt to get a restraining order at an arraignment date. So you want to make sure that you have an attorney. Bail could be an issue. If you have no record, you'll probably be released on your promise to appear. Sometimes a domestic assault and battery will also be accompanied by a strangulation charge. So if they're saying it just wasn't an assault, but it was something where it was a choking, then there could be a request for a dangerousness hearing, and then you'll be held without bail for a few days pending the hearing. So keep in mind that the domestic assault and batteries are very serious charges, whether the person's on board or not. There's ways they can prove the case without the victim, such as using a 911 call or through any statements you may have made. So feel free to call me. My number is 781-686-5924. You can call, text, call anytime at that number. Be happy to help you. I've been doing this for the last 18 years and have done a lot of work out of Boston and can kind of guide you through the court process of a domestic case. After the arraignment date, the next date will be a pretrial, and then there'll be some other court dates, but we generally want to get this case on for trial as quickly as possible. If the person's not on board, sometimes we put it on for a bench trial. If they're on board, then we might want an investigator to see if there's any witnesses. We got to be ready for trial because these cases can have serious implications. If you admit or if you're found guilty, a lot of times you'll have to do a batterers program. This is a very intensive program. So the probation is tough on assault and batteries and could include jail time. And if you're not a citizen, it could lead to deportation and likely would with any conviction. So feel free to contact me. I'll go through the whole process. There's a lot to these cases, and I know you're nervous when you're charged, but I'll guide you, give you some answers, and give you a path to getting this behind you. Again, 781-686-5924 is the number.